facial wash. What else do we have here? Everything. We've got a lovely mirror. Everything to keep your skin clean and clear. It's called the Morning Burst Package, worth over $120. Caller number 13 at 604-280-2588 can take this beautiful package away and try it out and let me know if it works. But right now, let's go over to Shane.
Thanks very much, Bev. As we told you before the break, we're talking with ADD coach Pete Quily. Pete, thanks for coming in. And just something to keep in mind as we get started here. Most people think that ADD only affects kids, which isn't really the case, because if you have it as a kid, odds are as you grow up to an adult, a majority of them are going to have the same condition as they get older.
Exactly.
So let's just first, for maybe those who have heard it a million times, ADD, it's pretty much, the condition is what the title sounds like. Attention deficit disorder. It's hard to stay focused on one thing. Is that simple as it is?
You're right. If it's something that you're not interested in. The ironic thing is that if you find a job that you like or a task that you're interested in, you can focus more than the average person. You can hyper-focus.
Just finding the thing that you're interested in.
Finding the thing that you're interested in, paying attention to things that you're bored with. It's hard for everyone, but it's doubly as hard for people with ADD.
You suffer from this condition, and I don't want, maybe I should use the word suffer. You have this condition.
I have it. Occasionally it's a curse, and occasionally it's a blessing.
When you found out, though, I assume at the beginning, until it is diagnosed, which has to be the most difficult thing, because I don't know if a lot of, and again, forgive me if you're a doctor out there, I don't know if a lot of doctors are well versed in ADD.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them just haven't been trained.
So when you were diagnosed, how much a load off your mind was it when you knew what was your condition?
Fantastic load. It's really, just the diagnosis alone explains a lot of things, because ADD has nothing to do with intelligence, right? I mean, a lot of people are really bright. It's just the brain wiring is a little different, okay? And so you think that you could perform at X level, right? But you're only performing at Y level, and you're sort of like, what's going on? You know, I know what to do, but I can't do it. What's going on?
Now, a lot of people,
a good diagnosis is really important.
Now, the key to that is obviously recognizing the symptoms, and we've got a list of some of them, so we're going to put those up on the screen, and you can talk us through, because a lot of people, I'm sure, suffer from this and have no idea.
80 to 85% of the adults with ADD don't know they have it. So some of the symptoms is you're easily distracted.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Disorganized.
Right.
You're starting a lot of projects, but you're not finishing them, okay, because you're too creative, right?
Right.
Too many projects. Sometimes you're impulsive in the way you act and the way you talk.
Sure.
Difficulty concentrating or paying attention, you know, on tasks that you find boring or repetitive.
Right.
Restlessness. Some people have the hyperactivity component,
right,
but some people don't. Like a lot of women have the inattentive component.
Oh, I see.
Sort of like, you know, spacing out, daydreaming.
You don't have to have them all. It's not like you're going to have them all.
No, there's a checklist. The Harvard University and the World Health Organization did an adult ADD test. I've got it on my website. It lists 18 symptoms and the severity. This is really key, because everyone has some of these from time to time.
Sure.
What really makes it ADD is the severity of the symptoms over a long period of time and a negative thing in your life.
So you get diagnosed. Now, do you change your lifestyle? I know there's certain medication you can take too. What is it, a combination of both things?
A combination of several things. Medications. They've been using stimulants since '37, so they've been really...
Ritalin, the most common, I imagine.
Ritalin's a common, but there's other ones, and, you know, they've been studied a lot, and they can be really useful. But also things like coaching and therapy and support groups. I run the Vancouver Adult ADD Support Group. It's affiliated with children and adults with attention deficit disorder. So going and talking to people who have the same condition that you have can be great, because a lot of people think, well, it's just me. I'm the only one with this.
Well,
right?
Exactly. It's always helpful when you see, especially people that have been dealing with it and have found a way to overcome it, overcome the obstacle. I think what's interesting is we were talking just before we came on the air, ADD, it's my curse, it's my blessing. It can work both ways for you. Now, obviously, the curse part, I think, is fairly obvious. It would be tough to have certain jobs and have a certain lifestyle if you found it difficult to focus and concentrate on things. How is it a blessing?
It's a blessing if you find out what you really love to do and you do it. Because there's obviously some disadvantages to ADD,
right?
But there are a hell of a lot of advantages. I led a workshop a year ago at an ADD support group. And the people there brainstormed 151 advantages. We won't give them all because we got limited time. But some of the common ones are high energy.
For sure.
Very creative, because you can see a lot of different things. Very intuitive. You can hyper-focus. You can really focus in on something.
So the key is, especially as you become an adult, as for making a living, a job, a profession, is to find something that plays into those strengths.
Definitely. It's really important because you make a great living and a great life by focusing on your strengths, developing them, okay, and then either managing or delegating away your weaknesses.
Right.
So too many people in this society, it's just, I got to fix this, I got to fix that. Well,
not necessarily
maybe a little bit,
fixed,
but not everything.
We got to wrap up. The key is to remember too that sometimes if you don't get this diagnosed, it just leads to other problems, whether it's depression or other things, just because you get so frustrated with not being able to deal with it.
You're right. Good diagnosis is important. I've got a list of doctors and psychologists, psychotherapists. If people are interested, they can email me. It's not a referral, but
right, just the information's available.
Yeah.
So we have all the information to Pete's website on ours at citytv.com. Just follow the links to Breakfast Television and you'll be able to find everything you need to know from Pete. Pete Quily, ADD coach. Thanks for coming in, Pete.
Thank you.
Time for a quick break on Breakfast Television. Lots more still to come. It is 7:55. We'll be back before you know it.